So we have been discussing about what is sales management and what is the difference between sales management and marketing. Also, we are also looking at the wholesalers and retailers and what's the difference between wholesalers and retailers. So moving on to the next things, we are discussing why sales management is important to the organizations. So first of all, what do we have? Sales and sales force are one of the main resources that can bring revenue and profit to the company. We also know that those companies who are selling products and services, they are mainly depends on how sales can approaching customer, and actually customer are having different inquiries relating to the products, and what can a salesperson or a sales force can do in here is to advise, to consulting customer, to buying whatever the product that customer needed. And good sales management can broaden the market and reach for the new customer, and it can contributing to brand buildings, because one of the brand equity is depend on intangible assets, where customer are judging with a customer service of the company, whether is it fully support or they're not really support, or is it friendly salesperson or not. They can improve your product development, where sales force and or salesperson are approaching and targeting directly to the customer when a customer need it. So what we can do in here is where they are contact directly to the customer, so the customer can have different questions, complain, and that is part of the information that an organization wanted in order to improve their new products if they intended to launch. For example, like if you're having a phone and you are intended to sell the phone, so what can we do when a salesperson trying to approaching a customer or consumer in here is that after they providing all kind of marketing services or marketing strategies, and consumer intended to giving feedback. And what kind of feedback can do is that an organization can do to contribute directly to the research and development. We can have an R&D in here, so that in the next generation of the products, those kind of features can be included inside of the products with a consideration of the cost of manufacturing. They can improve your stock qualities. Next thing is we talking about salesperson. So basically, salesperson or sales force is the person who sells goods and services to a customer through a variety of channels, both directly and indirectly. Usually, salesperson will approach the customer to pursue he or she to buy the product and achieve the target sale during the sale period. So each and every single period, every single month, every single years that a sales manager will set out a certain target for a salesperson to achieve. That can be qualities. This can be qualities of customer service, whether is it complaining services or any kind of things related to services. It can be quantities, the number of things that can be sold, or it can be the sales revenue based on money values. For example, like every single month you have to achieve like $10,000 sales revenues. So salesperson in here, they're using different channel they can use available in the market or in the organization in order to achieve such a target sales required in order to earn any kind of commissions. So that's how salesperson can approach. So intended to become a salesperson, that what skill that you need, those are available skill that you can be able to be required in order to become a salesperson, like listening skill. Those listening skill that is needed because you have to listening to the customer needs and wants. What do they want? What do they need? Or any kind of extra things or any kind of available things that can make their product be better. Flexibility, tenacity, organizational skill, verbal communication skill, negotiation and closing skill. Closing skill is that you closing the sale, which means the contract has been signed or the product has been bought. Personal planning and time management skill. So because of the time pressure of the sale target, of the sales managers have been put directly into salesperson each and every single period. So what we're going to do is you have to managing the time needed in order to achieve such a sale target, and you also have to maintain the personnel in order to maintain such a relationship with the customer and expanding your potential customer. So characteristic of the modern selling is, those are the characteristic of the modern sellings. So we have customer retention and deletions, database and knowledge management, customer relationship management. We have marketing the products. We have problem solving and system sellings. We have satisfying needs and add values. So we're going through each and every single one of them. So, customer retention and deletions. So sale relies on customer to achieve the outcome. So retention is the amount of the customer. So what is here is that many companies find that 80% of their sales come from 20% of their customer. This means that it's vital to devote consideration resource to retain existing high volumes, high potential and highly profitable customer. At the end of the spectrums, companies are finding that some small customer actually cost the organization money. This is because of servicing and distribution of products to those customers may push costs beyond the revenues generated. Large company may have changed the telemarketing and or internet means as a means of servicing these small customer or drop them altogether. So which means that in here is that the sales person need to do is they have to looking through whether is it a potential customer in order to keep them, in order to keep generating profit or eliminate directly from them. Next thing is database knowledge and management. We also know that internet is growing fast. Information are given complex. However, utilizing the advantage of an internet will help the salespersons. Because of nowadays, we also know all kind of terms of big data, all kind of things, and sales are highly depends on the lead of the information coming in directly into the database. So as a skill and a characteristic of the salesperson that we need to do is that you have to understand how the system is going to work within your organizations, how the lead is going to work, how the CRM is actually work in your organization in order to contact or connecting with a customer or a potential customer. And some of the person, they are depend on the style of the person or customer. We can use phone, mail, internet, laptops and so on in order to contacting with them or keep in touch with them more easily. CRM is focusing on long-term relationship rather than one-time sales, which means if you're buying a high values product, for example, you're buying cars, that CRM is really important in order to keep track with the products and keep track with the customer who are actually using the products. For example, you have to maintain, to checking with the customer whether they need any kind of helps, any kind of problem related to the products that they are buying. They're trying to create win-win situation. In here, win-win situation is that if you are closing one sales with one certain customer, the next thing that you can do is you can use that kind of consumer in order to create more sales revenue or sales lead to you, and from that kind of thing you can be sell more and your commission will be increased. So relationship management may involve in a dedicated team to maintain all business aspect. So next thing that we can looking at is the marketing the products. Is face-to-face presentation can sometimes be replaced by information given on the internet website or through the email attachment. So nowadays face-to-face marketing is a little bit cause a little bit of disadvantage rather than using a website or any kind of like modern sellings, for example email, phone, automatic message. Since nowadays face-to-face, let's put example like 1 minute. If you intend to talk to somebody in 1 minute, that means within that 1 minute you can only discuss or talking or negotiating or generating a lead for just one customer. But however, if you're using any kind of like technology such as email, phone, any kind of things like that, within 1 minute you can actually call 5 or 6 different potential customer, right? Assisting marketing function by providing database management, provision and analyze information and assessing the market segments. Right. This is where we have been discussing at why sales management are in line with the marketings. So what they do is trying to support any kind of information, giving the marketing the advice, how marketing department can use those information to utilize the information in order to create more marketing strategies. Problem solving and system selling. So you have usually in B2B situation, salesperson will assist a consultant by solving problem and providing the solutions. So usually, if let's put this way, if you are selling furnitures like IKEA, something like that, and you intended to sell to company B as it's a company, right? It's a Busico. So what they can do is they want to have the interior to be designed, or they can buy directly from IKEA, is your A companies. So what can a salesperson can do in here is that they providing a solution of how many table that needed, how many chair that they needed, any kind of furniture that they needed, in order to completing the interior of the organization. For example, if one floor or one department, if they're expecting to have 6 and 7 employee inside the department, so salesperson will looking directly into the needed of the company, and what they can do is the consulting. Okay, let's say in 6 and 7 employees, you can put 4 to 5 tables, 2 for directors and managers of the department, and the other 2 can be used as meeting tables that where all kind of employees are coming together to having a meetings, any monthly meetings or annual meetings. That's all, and everything that they coming to the end where they're trying to closing the sales. So what they can do is that they will draft out the cost of the products. to the company B in here. So whether the company B is accepted about the cost, about the quantities and the qualities of the products, they sign, let's say they sign, and what can the sales guy in here is that they will updating the system, and they are appointing somebody who coming, they in charge, and then coming to install for them and then collecting the money. So next thing is satisfying needs and add values, is where some customers do not know what they have a need. What do I mean by this one? Is that let's say if you're going to buy a car, let's say like that, and your age is between 18 and 25 years old, so you intend to buy a car. So you're walking directly into any car showrooms or any kind of car selling services, and you don't know what type of car do you like to buy, because there are quite a lot of things, right? That we have sedan, we have the SUV or crossover, and so on. We have different type of car, and then we have different class of car, like we have A, B, C, D, and so on. And each and every single class, they have different dollar values, which means different prices. So when you walk directly as a customer inside of that kind of showrooms, what salesperson usually do is they will usually ask you, what do you like? And what is the purpose of the car? The purpose of the car is reach to your needs, the needs of using the car. Okay, so whatever you're telling them the needs, like let's say you have one, you have to carry, your family have four, you have very quite okay tight budget, you can afford up to, like, let's say 1 billion, let's say 10,000, for example, something like that. You say something like that, and you wish to have a little bit of spice for youngster, let's say like that. So those needs option in here would trigger the information directly into a salesperson. And what kind of salesperson is, they can have different option that's suitable for your needs. So they will advise, or let's say if you want a sedan with that kind of budget, I suggest you going with this. And we only have, like, let's say if you intend to buy a sedan, there will be the price of like 9,000, and you also discuss about the promotion that associating with the car, that going with the car, right? You also discuss with the promotion and whether they need it or they want it, and that how you can closing the sales where you are satisfy them the needs. And by adding values in here is that and because you are doing all that kind to make customer aware of the problem in order to convince that they have a need to modernize the production process, or in so doing, the salesperson will have to add value to the customer business by reducing costs and creating win-win situation for their company and customer. So which mean in here is that customer will have satisfied them the needs suitable with the pocket monies. Next thing, What is a win-win in for company? They selling the products. What is a winning for salesperson? They have commission for the product they're selling. So next thing, we have different types of sellings each and every single day that you are associating with. Buying and selling products, you will have different type of sellings. So moving on, we have inside order takers, we have delivery sales peoples, we have outside order takers. So inside order taker is where customer has a full freedom to choose the products without the presence of the salesperson. The sales assistant task is purely transactional, receiving payment and passing over the goods. Another form of inside order taker is the telemarketing sales team who support field sale by taking customer order over the telephone. This is happening when you walk into the store, especially retail store. We saw quite a lot of salesperson who's standing there. So what usually they do is they're asking you, how can they help you? And whether if you intended to buy, let's say you intended to buy a shampoo, you intend to buy the toothpaste or any kind of janitor products, that you're just asking them, and then they will lead you directly into the aisles or the section where they're selling such a product. The next thing is your choice. So after you choosing all kind of products, the next thing of the salesperson as an inside order taker is that they will take you directly into the counter to making a payment, and that's it. Delivery salesperson is usually task is primarily concerned with delivering the products. So there's a little attempt to persuade the household to increasing the products on number of products taken or change in order size are customer driven. Winning and losing order will be depending on reliabilities of deliveries and the personalities of the salesperson. So what we usually seen in the UK and some of the European countries is where they selling milk and newspaper, where delivery boy who are sending all kind of milk and newspaper directly into the door. In Vietnam, usually we have tobaccos, selling cigarette, where the delivery guy coming to the retail store and then advise them whether they have new products and whether the store wanted to buy in order to sell directly into the store or not. So outside order taker is usually they visit customer, but their primary function is to respond to customer requests rather than actively seek to persuade. Outside order taker do not delivery, and to certain extent they are being replaced by more cost-efficient telemarketing teams. So back in the day, outside order taker usually they come directly into each and every single door of the house. They ring the bells and they asking, and when you come into them, and what they do is they trying to advertise the products and persuade you to buying the products, and they also carry the sample. So whatever you accept to buying that kind of sample, they will write you a certain note such as to receive. So maybe 2 or 3 working days you will receive that kind of products. So nowadays they replace with telemarketing because it's more easier, it's more better, it's more cost efficient. So we have order creators, we have missionary salespersons. Then we have order getters. So what is order creators as a missionary salesperson or salespeople they do is usually you will seeing is they try to persuading customer to buy the product at a certain sellers. They can be doctor, architects, booksellers, system specialists. The task is trying to educate and build goodwills. So what I mean in here is usually if you intended to going directly into the doctors, so what do they use to do is they will write for you the medicals that you are needed in order to cure your sickness or cure your solving your problems. So usually what they can do is they will telling you a particular store or pharmacist, they were selling that kind of drug. Or another example is lecturers, they're selling their books, which means if the lecturers A, they intended to selling the book to you as a student B, and they are associating with the bookstore or the publisher ABC publisher, right? And those store or publishers in here, they are the only one that's selling your books. So what they can do is that they will introduce the book, let's say the book F for you. They will introduce the book F for you, but they didn't say anything about how you can take it. Then probably you can unable to take it, or maybe you can use the internet to search for the books. But however, if what they use as a missionary salesperson is that they will introduce you the book F, and they will telling you where to buy it, which is the ABC publishers in here. So what you're going to do is you're going to go directly into ABC publishers, buying the books, but you can get commissions, and what you can get the books. So next thing is the order getters. They're frontline sales force, and they're trying to persuade customer to buy the products and require skills that such as negotiation and identify new prospect. So what do we know in here is that usually they're selling cars, so that's why they're coming to use, and they're trying to persuade you to buy certain products. Car industry, retail, estate industry, they can advise you which one is the best for them. The best for them, not the best for you. But whether it considering between cost and the need that you need it, they will have a different option for you to choose and creating win-win situations. So next things is we have a technical support salesperson and merchandisers. So usually technical support is products are highly technical and negotiations are complex. Support frontline salesperson. So usually if anything related to too much complex, let's say you're selling a car and the engine having a problems, and you're a salesperson and you do not know any kind of things related to engines, or in terms of engineering for such a machine. So what technical support they can do is they can examine the problem, they can identify such a problem, and then support the salesperson whether to convince that customer wanted to change, replace, or repair such a part that they needed in order to make a machine running smoothly again. Next thing on this side here is mechanizers. So they support retail and wholesale selling situations. They negotiate nationally at the head office, and they give advice on display, implement sales promotion, check stock level, and maintain contact with store managers. So we're looking at a traditional and modern sales approach. We also know that what is traditional is force customer to buy and winning over the battle of sales. So face-to-face and phone callings, traditional advertising techniques as flyer, print ad, and mails. Final purpose is to make sales. Those are traditional back in the days where people are intended to just wanting to sell. They wanted to sell the product. Whether the customer need it or not, it doesn't matter for them. What is the purpose is to selling the products is what traditional we can do. So modern sales is where they're trying to educate customer and problem solver. In here is that educating customer is where customer have different variety or different ideas, or they have running a research about certain particulars, whether your product is being substituted with other competitors. So what you can do inside of here is trying to educate customer that your product is better than the substitutes or the competitors. Problem solver is that they can identify your problems, analyzing the situation, and then they giving out the solution. So what do they usually use is CRM, auto voicemail, tailor emails. Tailor email is highly depends on the market segmentations that they are associating with. So let's say on 18 to 25 years, they will have different emails with different info. So 26 to 35, they also have different email with different informations. And more than or older than 35, they will have different info with different promotion. So this is how tailor email is gonna happen in the organizations. So next thing is connection, interaction, and building reliabilities. So sales managers, we know about sales person, and we have sales managers. So what they do is they trying to responsible for leading and coaching a team of salesperson or sales people. Sales manager often set up quotas, mentoring the members, assigning sales training, building sales plan, hiring and firing people. So what they do is they are highly connecting with humans, and some of the job and tasks are quite related or closely related to human resource management. Next thing is the supporting and giving advice to executive level whether the sales target and quota are feasible. Is that at every single year after doing an annual meetings, they will have a different strategic plannings where they set out a different objective. What sales manager can do is they analyze the situation of the organization. They're looking at market research, and they're looking at the previous sale, the sales force performance. So what they can do is that they can advising whether is it suitable, is it feasible, is it doable, or do we need a change. This is those duties and responsibilities they usually do is determining the sales force objective and goals, mentionings, forecasting and budgeting. Forecasting and budgeting in terms of setting out the quantity needed, and the selling price for certain products. Sales force organizations, site, territory design, planning, sales force selection, recruitment and trainings, motivating. Of course, each and every single managers, what they can do is they need to motivate the employees in order to achieve objective. Evaluation and control. Control the system, control the flow of information, control the humans in evaluating the performance outcomes. So we are looking, the next thing is the marketing concept. We have three main of the marketing concept. Is the production orientation, sale orientation, and marketing orientations. So we're going to go one by one. What is production orientations? Production orientation is a focusing company effort on producing goods and services. So achieving high production efficiency through large scale of production and standardized items. Sorry about that. Customer would purchase products provided they were of a reasonable quality and available in sufficiently large quantities at a suitable low price, and company believe what is right for them. So this is something like you selling a certain car that very not really a luxury car or sport car or super sport car, is very like family style car. So they can only produce that a certain car they will have at least 4 wheels, the design of the wheels, and whether they have to 4 to 5 seats. Some of the car they will have 5+2, I don't know what it's called, 5+2 seats. So these all the leathers, the qualities of the leather that built for the seats, all kind of airbag available, even the colors available, is those are being made from the beginning, expected from marketing department, expected from the high levels management. So they choosing it to lower the cost of production, so that where they can lower the selling price to achieve higher number of quantity of a customer buying it. Is that what production orientation and what they believe is those are needed for customer. Next thing is sales orientation, sales to ensure that the production is sold, and somewhat do not consider customer need. So what they do is that we have a production in here. So what we do is we're going to giving to the sales guy. So what the sales guy approaching directly to customer, but what customer buy here is not depends on the customer needs, but it huge and highly depends on the seller needs. So for example, if a salesperson they want to increasing the numbers of car that they want to sell, from there they want to improve their dollar sales, which means the amount of money that they sell every single period. So what do they intend to do is they trying to advise customer to buy a high values car, and what they usually do is they doesn't care about your needs. And they will giving you excuse whether you should buy that kind of car even though it's not really necessary important. So marketing orientations is where you're trying to identify the needs and want of the customer and providing products and services to satisfy them and focus on the market. Same things we have, but it's a little bit of reverse. Right? We do a little bit of reverse. So what do we have? We have a customer needs in here. What do they need? Let's say picking a car again. What do they need? With exteriors, more aggressive design. More aggressive design. With interiors, more high qualities. Leathers. The infotainment is better with touchscreen. What else do we need with the customer need? With touchscreen, with maybe with the system inside of the touchscreen of the machine is that we are connecting with Android Autos or Apple CarPlay, and so on. This is where the marketing coming and salesperson they are getting the information that what the next generation of the products do they need. So they advise the people, top quality and manufacturers that, okay, this is all customer need. We need to put it to the next generation of the car. So that come directly into the sales guy. So what in here is that the sales guy is actually trying to sell based on a customer need. So there we have 3 of different marketing concepts that we're focusing on, and each and every single company or salesperson need to keep in mind, like production orientations, sale orientation, and marketing orientations.